That call from a group of MPs for the NHS to stop funding homeopathy. The House of Commons Science and Technology Committee said there was no evidence that homeopathic remedies actually work. We can talk to Gemma Hofkins, who's a registered homeopath from Birmingham. She started practising after she claims another homeopath cured her of cancer. Thank you for joining us. Just tell us then, first of all, about your experience of homeopathy when you were suffering from cancer.
Hi, well, in a nutshell, I had brain tumours and tumours that went down my spine, and I had all the conventional medicine, chemotherapy and radiotherapy, and I had a really bad reaction. All my hair fell out in one weekend. I put on 4 stone in 4 weeks, and the tumours, because they were in my head, affected my eyesight. I could literally see about that far, and it was double vision and fuzzy. So after they did the treatment, their words were that our treatment is making you worse. Would you like to stay in hospital? Would you like to go home, or would you like to go to a hospice? Well, I didn't want to go to a hospice, and I didn't want to stay in the hospital. So I went home, and I heard about a homeopath who was actually just treating me just before then to help me with the side effects of the chemotherapy. And I stayed with her, and what else would you do? You were told nothing else. On my medical notes it says there's nothing viable for Gemma now. That's it. There's nothing more we can do. So you go to something else, don't you? So luckily homeopathy came up for me, and that's what helped me.
The MPs are today saying that there is no evidence that homeopathy works beyond a placebo effect. What do you say to that?
Well, I think that's a lot of rubbish. It worked for me, and it will work for lots of other people. There's 2,000 years of evidence and proof about homeopathy. I could go on for a long time explaining all of that. If you look on my website, there's lots of information on there, and then that will take you further to other information.
Well, one of the concerns that the MPs have voiced is that they fear that if people sort of turn to homeopathy, they might actually not look to conventional treatments that might be more proven to actually work in their case. I mean, obviously you turn to homeopathy as a last resort, but do you think that there might be an issue that people might hear a story like yours and think, OK, I will go down the homeopathic route to cure my cancer rather than other methods that do have scientific evidence to back them up?
I think it's a patient's choice, and they should be informed. It's an informed choice to their health care.
What about, though, whether the NHS should actually be paying for it? £4 million a year being spent on this.
Well, at the moment, I think it's 8 billion is being spent on current NHS spending. It would be a lot cheaper if you spent it on homeopathic medicine.
Have you come across any other case studies like yours? I mean, the MPs are concerned about lack of scientific evidence to back up whether homeopathy works or not.
There's lots of evidence, as I said.
Have you come across other people like you, though, who have been cured of something as catastrophic as you were suffering from through homeopathy?
Well, homeopathy is about... you can't say that... homeopathy looks at the symptoms, not just a diagnosis. So if 3 people came to me with the same symptoms, let's say hay fever, each patient will probably get a different remedy from a homeopath, because you're looking at their individual medical history and their family's medical history and whom they are as a person. So it's not about there's a remedy for that disease or that medical condition.
So it's a sort of very inexact science, and that's exactly what the MPs are worried about. They point out that any new drugs that are funded now by the NHS do have to be proven by scientific evidence to actually work.
The scientists haven't looked at all the evidence, I'm afraid, and it's just because it's not in their in their methodology doesn't mean it's not. It works. I mean, 6 million people in the UK using homeopathy. We're way behind Europe. In Spain, France, Germany, it's commonly used. In India, it's the first choice of medication.
Do you believe
Are all those people incorrect?
Yeah, no, I mean, do you believe that there is an element, though, of if someone believes it will work, it does actually work?
Well, it works very well with children and with pets, so I don't think that's the case, no.
OK, it's really interesting to talk to you. Gemma Hovkins, thank you very much, and we'll be discussing this more, actually, at 8:30 with a couple of guests on each side of the argument on that one.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now.